Tonight is a night of celebration. And although it may look a little different as we gather from a distance, it does not dilute the significance and importance that comes with over 123 years of the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce serving the Wayne County business community. So joining us tonight for a little fireside chat, we are pleased to welcome the 2020 Chairman of the Board, Mr. John Seegers of Seegers Fence Company, and our incoming 2021 Chairman of the Board, Dr. Thomas Walker of Wayne Community College. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We're going to kick things off. We're going to just kind of deep dive into this. Every year has challenges. Since the beginning of the chamber, there have been challenges, but none quite like 2020. And while we don't want to focus on the hardships, we would be remiss not to start off talking about 2020 and the year that, John, when you walked in, kind of what your vision was for the year, and how do you think we're kind of shaken out at the end of 2020?
Well, I'll say that none of us really could have foreseen the challenges that 2020 was going to bring us. But I will say that I've had the fortunate luck of having a great board to serve with a great board, and the staff here at the Chamber has been amazing. And so we've been able to accomplish a lot, more than I think when you look around at other chambers to gain a little perspective. You were seeing some people canceling events and just kind of stopping their progress, and we've really done a good job of continuing to push the agenda of the chamber, which is to strengthen our business community, and I'm really proud of what we've been able to accomplish this year.
Absolutely, and we're really thankful for your great leadership. You did mention the board of directors, and we do want to thank each of those individuals for the time and talent that they pour back in, because there are a lot of pieces of the chamber that are behind the scenes. Sometimes people think the work of the chamber is at a ribbon cutting or an event, but there's much, much more to that, and we'll kind of deep dive into some of the program work that's done through the year. But to jump back on what you were saying, the word pivot in 2020 has kind of been a theme, and the board was very supportive of how can we carry out the work of the chamber but do things a little differently. So whether it was these hybrid events where some were online, some were in person with sponsors, the delivery still was steady. So we were real excited about that. I do want to talk about, I'm going to switch things over to Dr. Walker a little bit. As we're closing out 2020 and are looking towards 2021, what are you looking most forward to for 2021?
Well, Kate, one of the things that John alluded to that I was really most impressed with, because again, 2020 was an experience I don't think any of us had anything we could relate to. But in principle, after I've thought about it, businesses have to pivot all the time. And one of the things I most admired about how the Chamber, under John's leadership this year, and certainly yours and your staff, was how we pivoted and learned from that. And so what initially became limitations for us in terms of not doing much face-to-face events, we also learned that through technology we can expand how we reach our market. And so perhaps coming out of this, both businesses and the Chamber will be able to look upon this as a learning experience and reach our markets more effectively, get information out in terms of how the Chamber can support businesses. And in that respect, that's what I'm most looking forward to. In my role as college president, I do get an opportunity to meet business owners, but what I'm most looking forward to is to doing more of that, getting to know business owners, understanding the pulse of the business community, so that the college can continue to try to improve on how we pivot and meet the workforce needs and enhance opportunities for our businesses to grow and make Wayne County an even healthier community.
Absolutely, and with challenges come those opportunities. And you mentioned about that reach. We used to really, and I'll tell you, I personally used to see, was something a success based on how many people were physically there. That was always my radar. Well, that has obviously shifted. And when you see what has been able to be accomplished this year, in light of COVID and in light of being able to bring stuff more online and through these different mediums, we have been able to just drastically increase the reach. And that's not just good for the chamber, but more importantly for the many businesses that we serve. And so I'm real excited about that. And another thing, I do want to pitch back to John on something. When you were asked to serve, on the executive committee a couple of years ago. I know you weren't looking for something else to do in your spare time, but you didn't hesitate. And I'd love to kind of dig into your why. What is the chamber? What's that value mean to you and to your business?
Well, growing up, my family's really always been a part of the chamber. If you look back at our company's history, Seegers Fence started here in Goldsboro in 1949 as a hardware store. My grandfather, Neil Seegers, joined the chamber and was served as chamber chairman in 1965. My father followed his footsteps, and in 1989 he was chamber chairman. And my brother, Ben Seegers, you can probably guess what he did. He was chairman in 2011. And so it's always been a very important component in our family and in our business, which is a family-owned business. And, we certainly want to give back to the community that gives to us, that provides us the opportunity. And the chamber just serves in that role so well, where it's always looking out and protecting the business entities that make up our community. And it really covers a much more broader band than just the networking component, which I thought when I was a naive young man moving back to Goldsboro, I thought that's all the chamber did. But the chamber has tentacles that are in the education, the government affairs. I mean, just the military, transportation. I mean, there's so many different levels of reach that the chamber has, and if you get to know the chamber, then you really understand just how important it is to this community. And I'm thankful that we have this chamber here with this team and this board. Because, again, I want to go back to what I said earlier. What we've done this year is really amazing. We've really taken a hardship and been able to highlight just how important this place is to everybody. So, proud of that.
Oh, well, a lot to be proud of, for sure, for a lot of reasons. And, we talk a lot at the chamber about partnerships that we are fortunate to have across the county. The Small Business Center has been a big player for business and industry in the community, and it's going to continue to. And I think we're going to see even more of that in 2021 moving forward with all the different layers. John, you talked about those tentacles. It's through leadership development with our Leadership Wayne program, junior leadership, Agricultural Affairs Committee, Transportation Luncheon, Economic Impact, Economic Development Luncheon. There are so many pieces of this chamber, and every single one of them are important parts of it. And we can't do the work that we do without a lot of leaders that are our committee chairs, which we want to thank each of them for their leadership that they provide to be able to help make these programs come to fruition. So with that, Dr. Walker, I like this question about the why. Can you talk about your why?
Well, let me say this, Kate. I've been 30 years in higher education, but this is the most intensive relationship that I've had with the chamber. But some of it is just the community of the board that sits around the table. And in our community, it is not uncommon to see that someone who sits on the chamber board is also instrumental in many other ways in making progress in the community. So that was part of the rationale for me is learning more and getting to know those folks better. And as you heard John say, also many of my colleagues sit around that table. So if I want to have a word with the school superintendent, if you and I have a conversation on the side about how we can advocate to the legislature on behalf of Wayne County, then I think that's instrumental for me. So I see this as much as, in a selfish sort of way, a way for me to learn. I'm certainly filling big shoes, literally and figuratively. But I also believe there's an opportunity for me to understand better how the chamber works, how we can support businesses, how the community college plays into that. And that's important to me, and I'm deeply committed to this community. So that's a big part of the why for me, Kate.
Well, that commitment is evident, and I think we can all agree that we owe a lot of gratitude to you gentlemen for saying yes to serving in this role, and all the individuals that help make the chamber special. And I do urge our membership, if you're watching this and you're a member of the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce, we thank you first and foremost. But second, we want some one-on-one time with you. Why people join the chamber is different for every single person. We've all heard that no business is the same. Their needs are different. We have seen it even more transparently so throughout this pandemic. So one-on-one is the most important relationship that we want with your business. And if you're not a member of the chamber, we'd love to talk to you about it so we can share what we think, how it will benefit your business moving forward. So we are excited about 2021, the many opportunities. We're going to be debuting Wingspan publication as well as the annual report. The annual report is going to give you more detailed impact numbers across all the committee work and the community ribbon cuttings, all membership base, all that is going to be included in it. So stay tuned for that. Gentlemen, thank you for that. We are going to now move forward with two very special presentations that we look forward to doing at the annual banquet every year. And the first of those is the Ambassador of the Year. The Ambassador Program is a vital bridge between the Chamber and the business community, and we are fortunate to have ambassadors for as long as I've ever heard of that have served the community in this role. So whether they're going to ribbon cuttings, they're helping promote on social media, we cannot help spread the message of the Chamber without such incredible cheerleaders. Past recipients of the Ambassador of the Year include Sharon Barber, Marcia Spearing, Jeremy May, Barbara Bozeman, and Brenda Paul. This year's honoree is nothing short of deserving to receive this honor. From the moment this individual joined the Ambassador team, she has proven to be dedicated to the Chamber and its mission to serve its members and our community at large. She's the first to admit that she's never met a stranger, and that has served her well in her career through the many outlets she uses to volunteer her time in the community. Since joining the Chamber's Ambassador team, this year's honoree was always asking, what can I do to help? She has opened many doors for the Chamber, including supporting efforts to have opportunities for new members to join her colleagues on air at Curtis Media Group radio stations. You can find her working the room at Business After Hours, ribbon cuttings, and events year-round. And just last year, she had a little something to do with Santa's entry in the Christmas parade. And who knew he drove a Jeep Gladiator? She's an advocate for our Chamber because she believes in the work being done and the positive impact in the community. Her attitude is second to none, and she's made a living being a communicator, a connector, and an effective problem solver for businesses small and large across this county. This year's honoree has blessed the Chamber with her passion, her energy, and the commitment to excellence. The Ambassador of the Year is presented to Lisa Govan. This next award is the annual Ollie Toomey Award presentation. Ollie Toomey's dedication and leadership during his tenure as Chamber Executive Director from 1963 to 1984 has left a lasting impression on our community. In honor of Mr. Toomey's 21 years of service, the Board of Directors instated the annual Ollie Toomey Volunteer Service Award on November 18th of 2013. To earn this prestigious award, the individual must have demonstrated service to the Chamber above and beyond the call of duty. This year's recipient's work with the Chamber began over a decade ago. At the time, his focus was on the social aspect of being involved with the Chamber. Networking, events, and bringing young people together was his motivation. And music. There was always music. A few years after his lead with the young professionals, this year's honoree jumped at the chance to help with the annual Christmas parade and has been one of the lead volunteers for the past 7 years. Ever wonder who was behind the audio at Chamber events, ensuring the sound is good and everyone's microphone is at the right time? More than likely it's Tommy with his soundboard, multiple mics, and a helping hand. He gives of his time and expertise through so many ways to the Chamber. He's a true supporter of the Military Affairs Committee, whether sharing his personal cell phone numbers with attendees at MACB Corps socials as they become acquainted with our community, or spending every possible hour at the Wings Over Wayne Air Show, or supporting family events year-round. Tommy is there. Team Seymour gets his full support. And in recent years, this year's recipient has served as chairman of the Wayne Education Network's Career Fair and STEAM Fairs. From the coordination, the networking, collaboration, emceeing, debriefing, through it all, Tommy is the epitome of the leadership that the late, great Ollie Toomey represented. And just like Ollie, Tommy will never be the loudest in the room. Tommy will never demand you to see only his viewpoint. And just like Ollie, Tommy is inclusive, he's considerate, he's passionate about this community, and Tommy sees the best in all of us. And he sees the opportunities to make a difference. It is with great pleasure to announce this year's Ollie Toomey Volunteer Service Award to a man who is a true champion for the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Tommy King. Dr. Walker, at this time, I'd like to turn things back over to you for the announcement of the annual Small Business Awards.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
The relationship and partnership Wayne Community College has with the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce is grounded in the deep-rooted notion that organizations and educational systems need to be able to quickly respond to shifting industry needs. Community colleges are nimble. We're able to create degree and training programs that meet the needs of the marketplace, preparing individuals for occupations in high-demand jobs. Our Small Business Center is just one example of how the college and the business community can best utilize the talents and innovations that are right here in Wayne County. The relationship with the Chamber is an invaluable partner for all businesses, small and large. Annually, the Small Business Center presents the Startup Entrepreneur Award and the Entrepreneur of the Year Award. This award recipient was a bit unsure if they were doing the right thing about thinking about giving up a full-time position. This person was also an instructor at a local educational institution and was not certain how that would play out. They had strong skills in leadership education and was a quick study on many topics. The awardee had strong family support and encouragement from friends. They were hired by the Wayne Community College Small Business Center to do some seminars. This person is a very hard worker and is not afraid of a challenge and will take on a new opportunity with ease. She keeps her focus on what she wants her business to take on, but keeps family in mind as new opportunities present themselves. Currently, she has been employed to teach customer service to all the Wayne Community College staff and is also contracted with Simmons Early Intervention Therapy and the Wayne SBC. The 2019-2020 Startup of the Year Award winner is Vanessa Spiron of the Spiron Solutions Group. Congratulations, Vanessa. Our award winner for this year's Small Business of the Year is one who does not know how to quit. Regardless of the adversity, obstacles, and challenges, this individual will find a way to overcome it by working through it. They are known for adapting to the situation and coming up with creative alternatives to keep her business going. She has been taken down to low points and has come right back up with a win. Her tenacity, along with her creativity and talent, is the reason she is our winner of the Small Business of the Year, Miss Evelina Eason, owner of Go-Go Berries. Congratulations, Evelina, and congratulations to you both. You are both extraordinary examples of the entrepreneurship talent and spirit that makes our community special.
Okay, before we move into the final segment of tonight's program, I would like to thank all of our sponsors, our supporters, and volunteers for the support and the hard work you guys provide to this chamber. It certainly means a lot to us all. It's been an honor to serve as chairman of the board this year. Despite all the challenges, I've had a great time and made a lot of new friends and have a whole new perspective of this county. And the final award announcement is the annual Cornerstone Award, and I guess we'll move into that now.
This year's prestigious Cornerstone Award goes to Mr. Jimmy Williams. I was asked to present this award and couldn't be more excited. As his daughter, I've had a wonderful front row view of Jimmy Williams' long, illustrious career in public service and education. I was a student at Wayne Country Day School while he was headmaster, and I can tell you that all the students loved and respected him, as well as gave him the nickname JW. I always felt that the name was a term of endearment. My brother and I never felt embarrassed or wished we were anywhere else but there. I was proud that he took such good care of us all. He's a man who goes by many titles: Mr. Williams, Jimmy, Coach, Daddy, JW, and Sir. If I had to describe my father, I would have to say that he is the most well-rounded person in the universe. He was born on a farm in Lenoir County and thrived there, but knew that he wanted more. He put himself through college at Atlantic Christian College. He married well. He married Frances Howard in 1958 and has been lucky enough to have the love of his life with him every step of the way. In 1960, they both accepted positions to teach at Mount Olive High School. He taught and coached. He went on to serve as the head basketball coach of Mount Olive High School and coached the 1968 East team in the North Carolina Athletic Association All-Star Tournament. Many still know him as Coach Williams. Former players were heavily influenced by the values they learned from Coach. These players then went on to influence their players. Coach was a positive influence on thousands of young men and women. One such positive quality included occasionally sharing his point of view, passionately. A former student and player says that as good a coach as he was an even better teacher. So many people have come up to me and want to tell me about being in his class the day that JFK was shot and killed, and that he helped them to comprehend the incomprehensible, and how he allowed them to be angry, but guided them to not become cynical. He accepted the position of principal at Southern Wayne High School. There, Daddy provided leadership as the county integrated its school system. As headmaster of Wayne Country Day School, he led a fledgling independent school as it significantly increased enrollment and strengthened its academic and athletic programs. Daddy realized that well-managed athletic programs go hand in hand with quality academic programs. The WCDS School Gymnasium has been named in his honor. This is a senior trip into New Orleans. Daddy always accompanied the students on their trips and was more excited than they were. Everyone knows this man has serious chaperoning skills. If any of you ever thought that you got away with something, you didn't. He was chairman of the North Carolina Independent School Athletic Association. Daddy was one of the founders in 1973 that began with just 26 schools and has grown to be a large organization today. Jimmy Broadway, a member of this group and the former athletic director of Charlotte Latin School, recalled that Jimmy is a prince of a person, kind, helpful, and supportive. His quote, "All that have been involved with Jimmy have the greatest respect for him." Daddy was the first inductee into the North Carolina Independent Schools Athletic Association Hall of Fame. As a much-beloved assistant superintendent and later superintendent, he guided the school and counties, the city and county schools into a unified county system. When he was no longer coaching, he could be heard Friday nights at the county football games on our local station, WGBR. Daddy retired for the first time in 2000, and with all of this new free time, he negotiated the completion of Mount Olive's new state-of-the-art library and saw to it that the old high school was saved from demolition, refurbished, and converted into an asset to the town and the University of Mount Olive. As a community leader, his nominator's words are, "Jimmy Williams has shown his ability through the years to effectively communicate the matters at hand, always seems to bring people together, and most importantly, to get things done." Governor Cooper recognized Daddy for his many years of dedicated service in the field of education by awarding him the Order of the Longleaf Pine. Daddy received the prestigious Boys and Girls Club Gold Medallion Award. He served a term as president of the Mount Olive Chamber of Commerce. Served as president twice and former member of the Mount Olive Rotary Club, and was a charter member of the Southern Wayne Country Club. He has been an active member and leader in the First United Methodist Church of Mount Olive, where he's taught a Sunday school class there for 50 years. In late 2014, he agreed to return to the University of Mount Olive for a brief stint as Vice President of Institutional Advancement, a position he previously held more than 20 years ago. He returned out of loyalty to the university and also to a close friend who reached out to Jimmy and said, "We really need your help with raising money for a very important project." That project was the university's regional track and lacrosse complex. With Daddy's leadership and relationships, the complex became a reality. He received the Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters. He was recognized for exceptional leadership provided to the university, as well as his distinguished service in the educational field and to the community at large. Daddy loves Topsail Sound and his boat. It looks serene here, but most of the time, this is what his boating and his beach time looked like. Or this. I can tell you that Jimmy Williams is a family man. He and Mama have been married 61 years. They have 2 children, Karen and Jim, and 7 grandchildren. And he has been to every birth, graduation, ballet or voice recital, play, and Eagle Scout ceremony. He has coached rec teams. He's made sure that every man in the family is dapper. And he has served as president of the Andes Foundation since its inception, a foundation that serves children's causes in the communities in which our Highway 55 restaurants are located. He's played in every foundation golf tournament with his partner, my oldest son, Andy. He is a constant in our world. I can attest to all of these accolades and more. His values were instilled in all of us, and generations to come will benefit because of his abilities and his willingness to go out there and do the right thing. He's been my economics teacher. He's rocked me to sleep. He's been my headmaster. He signed my diploma. He was my ride to school with the worst music ever. He was my driver's ed teacher. He was my basketball coach and my Sunday school teacher. He means so much to so many. He is a guiding star. Please join me in congratulating Jimmy Williams as our recipient of the 2020 Cornerstone Award.
Thank you, Karen. Of course, I'm overwhelmed, honored, and feel very humble that I have been chosen for what I think is generally known as the most prestigious award in Wayne County. I join a long list of citizens who have given much of their time and energies to making this county and this area one of the most prosperous and better ones in North Carolina. Particularly proud of the educational opportunities that we have had that are established here. You know, I have a memory of the first Cornerstone Banquet Award that I can remember. It was a luncheon out at Lane Tree Country Club, and they honored Dick Moffitt. And I thought, well, that was a wonderful thing because I'd known Dick Moffitt for some years. His children had attended Wayne Country Day, and I said, you know, that's a nice thing to do. And of course, that may not have been the first one, but it's the first one of my recollection. But the tradition has continued, and so many people in Wayne County so many people who were before me have contributed so much to everything that we do. You know, I was associated with the chamber in Mount Olive. I was president for 2 years at the time, and actually, during my tenure there, we hired the first full-time director of the Mount Olive Chamber, Dolores Meckel, I got it yeah. But anyway, also served as an ex officio member of this Chamber of Commerce here at this particular park. You you just sort of grab for words as what you want to say. I don't think anybody in their life ever started out and said, I'm going to get this award at some time in life, and so I'm going to work real hard so I can get there. Stephen Covey, in his book about habits of successful people, says that you need to start with the end in mind. And I don't think many of us start with this particular end in mind. Receiving this award was not something that I had ever considered to be possible. I particularly am happy about it because some of my very closest friends have been honored in this capacity. Bill Bryan, and particularly George Carnegie and Ray McDonald. And it is good to be able to join them in the list of names that are going to be put up there. Carrie talked about a lot of jobs. When I've been introduced to talk before, I usually say, well, I had a hard time keeping a job, and I had to move around a lot. And we did move around a lot, and we did a lot of different jobs in public, private, whatever. But I enjoyed every job I ever had, and when it was time to do something else, I knew that. And with the support of my family, I was always able to make that move, and they were with me. I've been blessed in so many ways in my lifetime. Karen mentioned a while ago that perhaps I have two children, Karen and Jim, who both married well, and we're proud of them. We have 7 grandchildren who are all doing well, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful feeling at this point in your life to be able to look and see, well, this is great. I've been blessed in so many ways, but perhaps the best one I've ever been blessed with is my wife, Frances. She was my high school sweetheart, and she always says when I make this comment, she always says, you shouldn't say that, but I've loved her ever since I found out she was a girl. And that was about junior high, somewhere in there, when we figured out that, and I knew then, I liked her before then, but I knew I was going to love her after that. But come December, she will have been my partner for 62 years, 62 wonderful years. She has been the coach's wife. We talk about, we talk about the preacher's wife. Well, right now, we don't have a lot of preachers have wives, but because we have a lot of lady preachers. But that used to be the position. But she's been a coach's wife. She's been a teacher's wife. She's been a principal's wife. She's been a superintendent's wife. And she's had to listen to everybody in the world, whether they like the coach or the teacher or the principal or the superintendent or the headmaster, and we're still together. I thank her so much, because without her, there's no way that I would be here today. We've raised 2 wonderful children, 7 grandchildren, and without her by my side, we wouldn't do it. I thank the nominators for this award. I don't know who you are, but thank you so much. I thank you for the recognition that we're getting out of this, and I am honored to be among the recipients of this Cornerstone Award by the Chamber of Commerce of Wayne County. I thank you very much.
On behalf of the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors and staff, we thank you for tuning in, but more importantly, we thank you for your interest in helping make our community better. We urge you this holiday season to spend your money locally, not just this holiday season, but certainly year-round. And if you're wondering how to do that, we're going to make it real easy for you. We've got nearly 600 businesses that are a part of the Wayne County Chamber. You can find out who they are, whether it's through our website, in the Wingspan publication that will debut soon, through My Chamber app, which is a free download that instantly you can have access to all these members, or through one of the Facebook group pages that we launched in the midst of this year, where we have over 8,000 followers. The My Chamber app has had over 60,000 downloads, so we're going to make sure we connect you with other businesses in this community who are focused on making it what it is. I do want to thank the incredible staff at the Chamber. Janet Brock, Laura Landers, Gwen Horn, and Linda Murray pour their time and energy into the work behind the scenes of the Chamber, and I am so thankful to work with them. So as we continue to support our local community, let us hear from you. I urge you to reach out to us. We want some one-on-one time with you to ensure you are getting the most out of your membership.
Have a good night.